All right, next I want to talk about an app called Scholastic Study Jams. And the reason I chose this app is because it's a very interactive site and it has different things for both math and science. I like how the app has videos, songs, slideshows, tutorials, and it has a way for students to test their knowledge to see if they're learning as they're going through the tutorials. So the purpose of Scholastic Study Jams is for students to explore math and science topics and test their knowledge. The site also helps to reinforce those math and science skills that students should be learning. The audience for this app is going to be the students. And the ISTE standards of this are both going to be for students. The first one is S3A, and that's because the students will use research to locate information to gain knowledge on a subject. And they can use that knowledge to create something. And in this case, it's going to be knowledge in both math and science. And the other ISTE standard is S1C, and that's because students will use the site to test their knowledge on specific subjects and use technology to better their skills in those subjects. All right, so let's show you what it looks like. If you just Google search Scholastic Study Jams, it'll bring up this list, and it's just the first one, studyjams.scholastic.com. All right, so this is what it looks like on the very home page. Usually it has a few things that they're trying to just highlight that they've added that's new. If you go down there, it's just a really fun fact. So this one has this one about the universe, landforms, and concepts like range. It has some different popular ones. I'm going to take you to science as an example. I used this last year for the rock cycle, and we used the information that students gained from research from this site to have them create their own version of a rock cycle. They could create a poster, they could create something with clay. It was really up to them to be creative, so they used the information from this site to help them work on their group project. So you can just scroll through and see the different things that they have, click on them, and then it lists whatever they have. If there's a specific one you want the kids to search, you can just use the search bar. We use the rock cycle since that's the one I was talking about using last year. All right, so it brings it up. You can click on it. And for the rock cycle, it has a video, a song, and a way for kids to test their knowledge. Another thing I really like about this site is it does the key vocabulary. So you can click on one, and it'll bring it up. Oops. And it tells you the definition of that. Another thing you could do, I used last year, is this print option right here. You can click on it, and it allows you to print off just like information about the subject, the topic, and then the key vocabulary and its definitions. I used this last year, and the kids put it in their science folder. So when we were working on the rock cycle, they had it handy. All right, let's go back to the site. The videos are really fun. They're playful. The kids enjoyed them. They're not too long, so they're easy to follow. It just has the characters going through topics and they talk about it. It goes through, it gets in there, tells you about the different ones. All right, we're not going to watch the whole thing, obviously. And then here's the song. You can click on it. Okay, so that's that. And then the test yourself, this one's really fun. You can use it kind of as a way for students to test their knowledge. The only thing about this site is it doesn't send you information since there's no login, so you can't see how the students did. Teaching third grade, I kind of trusted my students to be truthful in telling me what they got. I'll show you what it looks like for when they get questions right and wrong and after they're done. I'll just randomly click through the questions so I can show you what it looks like after they finish a test. Let's see. All right, so when they finish, it tells them how many they got correct, and then the percentage of correct and incorrect. And I like this that they can review their answers. So if they get it right, it's just checked and there's feedback. So it tells them the correct answer. If they got one that was wrong, so for example, this one was wrong, this was that I selected, and this was the correct answer, If you click on the feedback, it'll give them a reason as to why that was the correct answer. So I like that it allows students to learn kind of from their mistakes and they can retest. I didn't really use any of these for a grade in the grade book. I just used it more for students to test their knowledge and check their understanding as we were going throughout the different systems. The math has some really fun ones as well as the science. A lot of different topics, and they go for different grade levels, obviously. Some of them wouldn't be appropriate for kindergarten, just like some of them wouldn't be appropriate for 5th grade. So I like this site that it has a bunch of different options and a lot of different things available for where students are, so you can kind of individualize it and base it on what the students might need practice in. And if you have students who are excelling, you can have them go into something that is higher than the rest of the class to continue to challenge them as well. All right, so that is Scholastic Study Jams. Thank you.